You've probably all heard of Donkey Kong from either Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Mario Kart, or DK Bonanza. But wait, this is a lot of appearances. Like, way too many. How did we get here, and why is this great Chad of a monkey cloaked in mystery? When some people think of Mario, they think either this guy or they think the original Super Mario Bros. Game if they're boomers. But in fact, the very first Nintendo game was Donkey Kong, and Mario wasn't even Mario, he was Jumpman. Like, Nintendo did not start off with a lot of creativity. But what you did not know is that the DK from Donkey Kong wasn't actually the DK we know today. In fact, this Donkey Kong became Cranky Kong in DKC when they started over with DK and launched 2 more fresh playable characters. And then Donkey Kong Jr. shows up in 1982. Some people wonder if this is the Donkey Kong we know now, but to this day, Donkey Kong Jr. has still been lost in time. The next time we see Donkey Kong, he's been jinxed. Jungle hijinxed, that is. And we also have Diddy Kong, some maniac who likes to beef with this guy. Now, Diddy Kong is related to Donkey Kong, but the details are kind of fuzzy. The idea is that most people agree that he's DK's nephew, which opens up more questions. Donkey Kong has a sibling, and Diddy Kong has parents. It's all pretty mysterious. Although the secret to DKC's lore actually lies in the Game Boy Advance version, the gist is that Diddy Kong was watching over the Kong's bananas, and then he was overpowered by Kremlin. And the bananas are actually banana trails, so they must come from their home and defeat the lizard. 3 more Kongs are introduced in this game. We have Candy Kong, who is supposedly Donkey Kong's girlfriend. Then we have Cranky Kong, who just throws one-liner roasts at you and then gives you the most valuable information the next. What a boomer. Then we have Funky, who is the GOAT. Actually, he's a monkey. But this guy just likes to surf, chill, and give free barrel rides. But what are we flying to? Why do we need Funky? Not sure. Maybe he knows why is Gamora. So then Donkey and Diddy progress through DK Isle, which is a big mountain shaped like a monkey. None of the bosses are particularly related, and they don't have any lore. But there is one boss that never fails to make me chuckle. I'm pretty sure you know which one that is. It's Necky's Nut. This is the 5th world Kremek Industries, where we don't really know what's going on, but they're doing something, and they're definitely forging, mining, and doing something in that nasty lake, but whatever that is, it's bad. Finally, they reach the ship. One cool thing is that every time you complete a world, the ship gets closer and closer, but never mind that. After a fake-out death in which K. Rool transforms into a rabbit, we take him down. In the Game Boy version, we can see DK getting yoinked into the back rooms in the end credits. So Diddy must rise. He recruits Dixie, and then they spawn in on the exact same ship that they left off on. And K. Rool has the decency to tell us where DK is. So once they defeated everyone in this massive ship, which actually crashed into Crocodile Isle, one of the many islands around, this is where we meet Wrinkly Kong, the wife of Cranky Kong. Funky is now side hustling and charging dough for his services. And then we have Swanky, a wannabe Funky, who is just as chill, but more of a showman and not as jack. They progress and climb until they reach a stronghold that K. Rool has placed his goons inside. When the couple finally reaches the top, they see DK, but he really is tied up. K. Rool wimps out and climbs up to his questionably constructed flying fortress called the Flying Crop. So Diddy and Dixie chase after him and dodge his weird gun, and DK escapes to deliver the final punch. Now, this is clever. Diddy and Dixie pay him for passage to the Lost World. When they finally beat K. Rool for the 2nd time in the Lost World, the whole island sinks into the ocean. But K. Rool does escape. But then Donkey and Diddy emerge and explore the islands, and they got captured. My source? The game manual gives you the lore. So then we meet chubby baby Kitty Kong. We all love Kitty. But then they work their way through most of the islands, which turns out there are way more than we thought. Also, Brothers Bear are introduced, which are just a bunch of heckling bears to make the game have more content. And don't even get me started on Banana Bird lore. But I guess I'll explain it anyway. So they have to heckle with these bears and solve puzzles in caves to collect banana birds, which are these weird things that Wrinkly likes. They are literally Italian brain rot. Like, how is this not a thing? Anyways, they've beat up K. Rool in the Lost World and in the real world, and then they meet up with a huge banana bird that chases K. Rool and then throws an entire eggshell on him, and I guess that's where the entire DKC trilogy ends. What were they thinking? But then K. Rool escapes his eggshell and now has a mechanical version of Crocodile Isle. It has a catastrophic device called the Blastomat. It was designed by a weasel named Snide who ended up getting fired. But then Crocodile Isle smashes into a rock and the Blastomatic is now rendered useless for the time being. So they send Kremlins abroad to distract DK and capture his friends while they fix the machine. But then Squawks tells him that all the other Kongs are gone, so he finds Cranky and does some tricks to earn himself some more tricks. Then he sets off to gather the rest of the gang, which includes Diddy, Tiny Kong, or Lanky Kong, who just has to be Manky Kong at this point, and then Chunky Kong, Kong, who is the big boy. By gathering the boss keys, they manage to free a creature K. Rool locked away called K. Lumsy. This guy is huge. So then the Kongs enter Crocodile Isle and go unlock K. Lumsy. Then K. Rool retreats to his aircraft. K. Lumsy is freed and he trips over a rock, hitting K. Rool's aircraft, and they crash. Then all the Kongs box K. Rool. Then at the end, Candy Kong distracts him and Funky assaults him with a boot, thus ending the fight. This is the last we'll see of K. Rool for 25 years. The Tiki Tak tribe has taken over. I repeat, the Tiki Tak tribe has taken over. There are a bunch of little conscious instruments that hypnotize the jungle creatures that once again steal the Kong's banana horde, and it is complete pain. But DK and Diddy pair up once again for the first time in 16 years, and they set off to end the reign of the Tiki. When they square off against Tiki Tong, the head honcho, Tiki Tong looks like he's gonna win.
But that's when the twist happens.
As they get blasted away from the earth from a brutal hit, Donkey Kong looks and he sees the moon. So he punches and it squashes the entire Tiki Tong tower. Then the moon bounces back up to its orbit and bananas erupt from the volcano cauldron. Then 4 years later, on DK's 20th birthday, the island is attacked by snowmads, little ice Viking creatures. The leader, Lord Frederick, blows on a horn that creates an ice dragon that freezes the entirety of DK Isle. The Kongs are blown away by the nasty gusts of wind. Then Donkey, Diddy, and Dixie, and even Cranky this time, trek their way back through the mush and challenge Lord Frederick one last time to a battle. DK delivers the final punch yet again, and Frederick crashes into the snowmad ship, defeating the snowmads. DK blows into Frederick's horn, and a warm breeze thaws the island out, returning it to normal. With DK now being a solo monkey, he travels the globe in search of bananium gems, and he finally stumbles upon one of the lesser islands, Ingot Isle, where a mysterious company, part of the Kong family, bewitches the isle and DK is swept down with it. He finds a peculiar rock, which he brings along with then some great Kong elder who we've never seen before in the entirety of the DK franchise, just says, oh yeah, that rock is Polly. And this of course starts some beef because she's like,
you're that one guy's son who kidnapped me.
I'm just kidding, they get along fine. He also tells him that if they get to the core, they can get the bananium root, a magical thing that enables any wish to be granted. Well, DK is now in a world that we've never seen before. New characters, new themes, new plots. Also the introduction of Void Kong, some evil twit of a monkey. And when DK finally destroys him, they realize K. Rool has been hiding under the surface this entire time. K. Rool's first appearance in 26 years, so dang. DK and Pauline chase after him and they seize the bananium root before him. They get shot up to the surface to New Donk City, but K. Rool isn't finished. In one last epic showdown, DK clocks him in the face to end it all, and New Donk City erupts in relief.
Subscribe!